Back in its heyday, Looney Tunes was a very popular show. With fame comes a price. In case of Hugh Hartman, the creator of Looney Tunes, insanity. In 2006, a small group of fans were allowed into the studios at Warner Bros. Inc. These people have never been identified. They went into the room while Hartman wrote some of the episodes. While the group decided to take a picture of one of the members backed up to get a better shot. When the back of this foot hit something was a small case. Written on it was undescribable scribbles and random sketches of unknown characters from Looney Tunes. Some of them even looked like prototypes of existing characters. Inside the case was a film reel. They picked it up, reading the label on the reel. It said, Fudd. They assumed that it was a real test created by Hartman himself. They were excited and quickly went over to the reel projector that had already been set up beforehand. They loaded the reel up and started the projector. This was not the vintage projector, rather a modern one that scanned and the reel then displayed it. Employees set it up for the group, knowing that they would want to see some old cartoons. They proceeded to watch. The following information was collected when the video was analyzed. It started out to be nothing but static, as if the reel itself was interfering with the projector. Then came up with a picture of Elmer Fudd blankly staring at the screen. The music was on. Well, not even music. The one continuous note with varying pitches. Elmer's eyes were bulging, and more realistic was that usually seen in those cartoons. His hat, however, was a different story. It was poorly drawn and the colors seemed to be scribbled on. The brown color from his hat overlapped his face a bit. The video got progressively more shaky. This went on for another about 30 seconds. Elmer's face quickly overtook the screen. His eyes were dark red, white pupils. The static got worse than it ever was. You could barely picture what was happening. All that could be heard was a grown man repeatedly screaming, as if being tortured. This went on for about 30 more seconds, and then as the screaming faded out, an image popped onto the screen. It was Bugs Bunny, ribcage exposed, and his eyes were whited out, as if he were screaming. His hands covered with blood. The noise I was hearing was screaming, and it sounded as if someone put a microphone up to the screamer's mouth. The screaming was constantly cut off, and while he screamed, the static got worse. I could hear faint sounds of the blood-curdling screams of an infant. The screen went to black. After 2 seconds of a clip of an unknown episode reversed, it was distorted to see what it was. After the clip ended, a face with red eyes and red teeth appeared on screen, accompanied by faint screaming. This concluded the video. Eyes witnessed the accounts that the group had run out screaming. One of them jumped out of the window, while 2 others slit their own necks with the broken glass. The last ran out never to be seen again, until 2007, when he robbed the studios and took the video with him. This could explain why the video was onto YouTube uploaded. The question is, why it took him till 2011 to upload it? It is said that he obsessed over it. It was his whole life. But after the robbery, he was never heard from again. Even the authorities tried to track down the IP addresses that uploaded the video. It said it never existed. The video is still studied to this day. Well, my pretties, that was Fudd.wmv, a Looney Tunes Creepypasta. My final thoughts on this story. This is actually a really interesting concept for a Looney Tunes Creepypasta. However, though, there is still a lot of unexplained answers and, questions that I do have with the story. So, for one thing is for sure is that, what was it? Oh, yeah. Why did this video ended up having, Bugs Bunny having his ribcage exposed or something? I mean, it's one thing if it's like an Adult Swim parody or something, or like something for Robot Chicken or something. It's one thing to have that, but I don't understand why that was in there. I don't know if that was just in there just for the sake of this being thrown in there or what. But I mean, this was an older story. And I'm willing to say it now, this was an older story. So I'm willing to give it, the benefit of the doubt on that one. That's one. Two, the grammar was alright. I mean, there were parts of this grammar that could have been fixed up. But other than that, I thought this was a pretty interesting concept for a story, especially with the plot line of it. I mean, I honestly could see it believable for something with Looney Tunes, especially with the screenshot that provided somewhat evidence. But some stuff that kind of doesn't really explain, why, people would sit there, jump out of their windows, and take their own lives after that. And why would the person who comes back and tries to, steal the evidence of that thing, and then they end up continuing it? I mean, I don't know. I really don't know, but it's honestly something that I'm still wondering about to this day. But like I said, this is an older pasta. I mean, this pasta I think has been around for a couple of years, so I think I remember coming across this story back in 2017 or something, but and I think I narrated it or something. I don't remember, but it's been like a long time since I've actually checked out this story. So my first time reading the story for the first time in a long time. It was an interesting concept. I thought it was a really well made story, although it does have some, answers that I really wished it could have been, explained better. But like I said, it's just me, because I'm just sitting here and literally saying, this story it just doesn't really add up, with, why the person uploaded the video, but the IP addresses cannot be tracked. It honestly really confuses me as to why that's the case, or why the person was never heard from again after he uploaded this on YouTube and then after stealing it and then run off. Like, did something happen? Did he, mysteriously disappeared? Who really knows, to be honest? I mean, it's an older story, so I'm willing to give it that. Anyways, I guess with that being said, I found this one to be an alright story. It did have a decent concept of its own self, because this is like an older story. Despite the cliches that were in there, I personally thought this was pretty good. So, anyways, with that being the case, and with that being said, I'm not sure who the author of this story is, so, because since it doesn't say who the author of the story is, so, alright, to the author of the story, if you happen to stumble across this video, and you're the author, the writer of the story, feel free to let me know in the comments below if you're the author of the story, because I'll be sure to give you proper credit if you happen to stumble across this video. I did see a few narrators narrate this one, so I thought, you know what, I'll go ahead and narrate this one, because I hadn't narrated a Looney Tunes pasta in a while, so yeah, if I can find some more Looney Tunes pastas, I'll definitely consider narrating them. Anyways, yeah. I mean, it's not the best creepypasta, but it's definitely one of the better ones. Not perfect either, but hey, it's still good. Now, anyways, with that being the case and that being said, like I'm gonna say, this is just simply my own personal opinion, and if you happen to disagree with me, that's perfectly fine too. We're all entitled to our own opinions in regards to these creepypastas, and this is just simply my own personal thoughts. I'm gonna give this story I'm going to give this one a 7 out of 10. I mean, there was some stuff that just left me with questions and doesn't really explain much, for one. The grammar was okay, although there were some grammatical errors and punctuation errors that could be fixed up. The storyline seemed pretty interesting, but at the same time, it kind of leaves us with some questions. And there was some stuff in there that kind of has me clueless as to why it's the case, why was Bugs Bunny's, rib cage exposed or something. Like, it doesn't really explain that, but maybe somebody could come up with theories, or if the author who somehow manages to find this story maybe could explain in the comments below. But other than that, yeah, I really don't know what else to say, but I just said what needed to be said about this. Anyways, what did you guys personally think of this creepypasta? Did you enjoy it? Did you not? Also, what you have done personally to help make this story a lot better? Feel free to leave me now what your thoughts are down in the comments below. I'm the Lion Queen. I want to thank you so much for watching today's episode. And if you're new to my channel, feel free to leave this video a like, comment, and subscribe if you're new. Ring the bell for notifications when I upload, so that way you guys will not miss an upload. And as always, I'll be seeing you all in the next video. Peace out. And like always, please roll the outro because I'm out.